Hello wonderful people and welcome back to the channel of Eating Sprouts. I am Bliss from Amsterdam and today I wanted to open a new segment of the channel where I'll be showing you which are the movies and documentaries that helped me gain a lot of information and take my life to the next level. And this is a segment where I'll be showing you which are the movies and why I think they're good without necessarily spoiling the content for you, okay? And today I wanted to start with the first movie that I watched, which is Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. This movie was made by Joe Cross, who's an Australian who found himself, well, fat, sick and nearly dead, and decided to make a change. He was hooked on many medications with a very rare medical condition, and he decided to basically take himself out of his comfort zone in Australia and do a green juice fasting. And that is a great way to reboost your system and to get started with many things. You don't necessarily have to do a fasting like he did. You could, and he will show you how, but you don't have to go that hard. You can just implement the green juice into your life. But the whole idea of the green juice was a new idea for me and probably other members in my family when we watched the movie. So this was an eye-opener that pretty much started many wonderful things in my life, and we watched it as a family, and as a family we decided to follow his example, and we bought the juicer, which I don't have now in Mexico. Maybe we can do a video in the future, and then we started making, you know, green juices, in the beginning with more fruits, less vegetables, and eventually we started incorporating mostly vegetables and little fruits. At this point I barely put any fruit at all. I put nuts and I put mostly vegetables, and they are unbelievably delicious. So this is the movie that inspired us to start doing this. So just to recap, a few important concepts that Joe touched in the movie was that if you want permanent results, you need permanent changes, okay? And also, he goes across America. The movie is about him driving from New York to California and talking and interviewing people in between. And it's really nice. It's entertaining, and people are very honest. A lot of people are just straight up honest and say, no, I don't eat healthy, I don't want to eat healthy. Others say, I don't eat healthy because I can't eat healthy, because I'm hooked on you know, the bad foods, and that's what is basically what is available, which is true. And probably if you live in the US or other places like that, probably you can relate how these bad foods are the ones that are available out there for us, and that is a problem, and that is very hard. So it means you have to actually take control of your food like Joe did. And he hired a camera crew that followed him everywhere, and they were eating, you know, normal American food. Joe was just doing the green juice fasting for 30 days, which he extended later 60 days, and I believe he went to 90 days. But he just kept going, and you can see him going through the phase where he was miserable, through the withdrawal symptoms where he was unhappy, and that is normal. That is normal. If you do a fast like that, know that the first 3 days are going to be tough on you. You're going to be miserable and sad, but after the third day you're going to feel great. A lot of these toxins are going to be leaving your body. You're going to feel wonderful, and you see how Joe moves across the country and meets other people. There's also the testimony of another lady from Iowa. I think her name was Young or something like that. She does the same thing. She suffered from migraines and something, and as she started, she also went through the withdrawal symptoms, and then the migraines and the problems pretty much stopped coming in. So basically you can see her testimony and her benefits as well. And then the best testimony, I think, was a guy that he met in a truck stop in Arizona. A very overweight guy, obese perhaps, who had the same rare medical condition as Joe, you know, and they became pals, and Joe offered him help, and before the end of the movie, Phil called Joe and said, hey, I'll take your help. And so they sent him a camera crew, and they took him out of his normal life and routine so he can focus on what he was doing. And it was tough, and his testimony is great. I won't spoil it for you, but it's worth watching. It's very inspirational. And we started juicing, and I didn't do the fast at first. You know, it was really hard, but we incorporated this green juice at least once a day, and it helped me get used to the green taste and loving it, and helped me eat less salt. I think that was the first thing that I noticed when I started with the green juices. I was eating less salt, no problem. In fact, you know, I didn't need as much salt. and other chemical additives, and certain things I reduced eating because I was drinking this green juice. Now, you have to understand, when you drink a green juice, it's basically an injection of nutrition in your blood. That's it, almost with no calories, you know. So this is very beneficial for your health, for your body, to drink this. And another concept that I love, that I learned from this movie, is the concept of micronutrients versus macronutrients. The micronutrients are the ones that help us fight disease, prevent disease, rebuild damaged tissue, heal the body, help it function well, etc. And those are found in fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, and grains. Everything else is macronutrients. That concept was absolutely new for me, and I appreciate it very much because it helped me understand when I was then later introduced to sprouts and microgreens, which are seeds, nuts, vegetable seeds, you know. So I was like, wow, so this is it. It's concentrated nutrition of micronutrients plus enzymes plus plant energy plus, and it's organic and it's non-GMO. This is it for me. It was instant love. That is why, and this movie helped me. That's why I wanted to share with you Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And briefly, they actually came out with the Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead 2. Same guy, same stories, some of the same people of the first movie, some of the same doctors that were following and, you know, monitoring Joe's progress and Phil's progress. Some people they repeat. Now, without wanting to spoil the second movie, it's important to know that he did it a few years later, and he had already created a name for himself around the world. So he travels the world, talking with these new people. So now you get in the second movie much more testimonies, wonderful testimonies from people from all over the world that also are very inspiring. And you can follow up a little bit on Phil and on Joe himself. Actually, he starts the movie explaining that yes, it's nice if you start something, you're gonna see results. But if you want, again, permanent results, you're gonna need permanent changes. The moment that you make a change and then you go back to your old ways, you're gonna go back to how things were before. And that is so important because when we're talking about eating healthy, eating plant-based foods, unprocessed foods, work on your own food that are organic without pesticide, things like healthy food that will really help you be healthier and better instead of getting you sick. You have to understand, this is not a diet. This is not a trendy thing, a fashionable thing, a cool new thing that you can do for a little bit until the new things comes around. No. This is it, and it has to be a permanent thing forever, because once you go back to the old habits, everything is going to happen. And that happened to him, and he'll explain why, and Phil as well. And so that was very inspirational because that has happened to me. I've done sprouts, microgreens, eating healthy, but then I go back to the US and I start eating the food that is available there. Boom, same thing happens again. So it's just normal, and that is why I came to Mexico, hoping that I can pretty much, in a permanent fashion, learn how to take care of myself, cook my own food, and try to be independent from everything else. So I know it's not an easy task, but these movies were a good start. And just to end on the second movie, in the end, they talked about, what we need to do is expand the community or create the community around the world. Wherever you are, little town, city, whatever you are, expand the community or create it. And that made me think, because I'm in Merida and there is no community like that here, or at least I haven't found it, and I've looked for it because it's not a very popular thing yet. So I decided, well, if there isn't a community there to expand, maybe I just need to create it. And I know that I'm probably here for just a short period of time, I don't know, but I already created a group, and I thought of the meetup. Probably you know the meetup.com. I opened a meetup group for vegan, vegetarian, sprouts, plants-based eating group here in Merida. Everybody's welcome, and I encourage you, if you are in Merida or in Yucatan, please join our group. I will put the link here. The first link is going to be our first meetup group. And if you're not, then it's okay. Just, of course, if you like this video, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? I mean, this is the channel where I'll teach you all the secrets that I've been learning, including these movies. I'll put a link there for you if you want to buy them, but you don't really need to buy them. Actually, you can get them on Netflix, both of them. And if you don't have Netflix, probably a friend can help you out, or there are always better ways. But if you like to buy them like I do, because I collect them, then I'll put the links here in Amazon. But like I said, I hope that you enjoyed both movies and they are inspirational for you. They were inspirational for me twice. For the first movie to get started, the second movie to start this new group that now is growing, and it's very exciting. So thank you again for watching. My name is Bliss Van Amstel, and I'll see you in the next video.